Hi everyone, it's Sam and I'm back with another video for Lawn Fawn. Today I'm making a punny card with the new Giant Be Merry die, You're a Keeper, Furry and Bright, Hive 5, Cheesy Christmas, Joy to All, and the Pull and Slide Surprise dies. As always, I'm definitely going to use my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. I spritz some water in the corner that I use a separate water brush for. I just dip it in, right in, and then wipe off the excess water to keep it like not too damp, but definitely not dry. You want it to just, you want the Goldilocks of amount of water on your water brush with these Zigs. I used mustard, yellow and lemon yellow for everything yellow here. The mustard adds a nice little shade to the bees and the hive, and they blend really well together. I love using this color combo. It does kind of darken or muddy the yellow a little bit, but to me that's what adds the contrast. And as you can see, I'm just kind of using the three colors: darkest, then mid, then I pull it out, then dark and mid and light. I am using dark brown, mustard, and natural beige for the bear, who is adorable. A bear beekeeper. I mean, genius. Do what you love. You never work a day in your life, right? I am just using my darkest color. I pulled it out with my medium color and then used the very lightest color to finish off the shading of my bear. And next I'm going to be adding some blush with pale orange and light carmine on all of my critters, the bears and the bees. And if you have seen any of my cards, this was not a surprise. You saw this guy, you guys saw this coming a mile away. I'm going to be using platinum brown and fog gray for the inside of my beehive. I also used fog gray on a few other elements. I'm using it to color the little face protector on his beekeeper suit and the tops of the stockings, as well as later I'll show you how I use it to do the bottom of the star for the tree. I use light blue and turquoise green for the wings. I kind of wanted the wings to be lighter. I used too much turquoise blue, turquoise green. But I mean, I like how it came out. But usually I try to go for a lighter shade of the blue for the wings. I'm also going to use my favorite pink color combination, which is pale orange and pink, for basically all of the decorations, the stockings and the lights. Now, the pink color is very strong, so I add the pink color where I want the shading to be, and then I add my pale orange to the rest of the image without contaminating it with the pink, so that there is some area of the images that are left pale orange, and then I mix it in the middle, if you get what I'm saying. And then I'm just going to use some greens in various shades. I'm going to be using the same turquoise green, light blue, but this time I'm adding pale green for my beekeeper suit. I decided to go with green for his suit since it's a holiday themed card. I was like, oh, let's bring in some pinks and greens. And once you add that pale green to that color mixture, it makes it a beautiful mint. Next, I'm using green, May green, and light green, green yellow, for the other accents of his beekeeper suit. And I'm just using the same colors I used for the bee's wings for the speech bubble. And those are the images. Oh, I forgot. Here are the antlers. Those were just colored in with dark brown and then pale orange and pink for the headbands. Next, I'm going to show you how I'm using these little reindeer images, reindeer antlers images. I'm just, I die cut it out with the image, and then I just took my scissors and fussy cut it out. And then where the rest of the lines of the image are, I just used my white gel pen on top and made it just disappeared. So now my little bees are going to have some antlers, and I think that's adorable. Next, I didn't show you how I colored this because I only used this top portion of the tree, but I did the same thing. I die cut out the whole thing and then fussy cut out the top. I'm attaching it on my beehive to kind of make like a beehive Christmas tree, and then the star goes on top. As you can see, it's so cute. I also cut out the rest in the middle just to show you. You could attach it to the rest of the tree image to make like a really tall Christmas tree, which I think is adorable. Next, I'm just showing you I die cut out Be Merry 2 times from white cardstock, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to alter it with some fussy cutting, and I'm cutting out this extra little E from my second die cut of Be Merry, and I'm going to actually attach it to my the main thing here, so it's a pun. Be Merry. So cute, right? I love it. But first, I'm going to ink blend, and I'm using picked raspberry and dried marigold, which is the pink and pale orange of distress inks. I crack myself up. First, I'm using some pink at the picked raspberries at the top with dried marigold at the bottom. Then I'm just going to blend it in together on the middle. And then I didn't think the very top of the die had enough contrast, so I'm using a little bit of seedless preserves to make it a little bit darker on top. And that's it. Next, I'm going to attach the E to the phrase, and there we go. A perfect little punny sentiment with minimal labor. I am going to finish off the sentiment by heat embossing from You're a Keeper. I think it says just buzzing by to say, which, I mean, how could I not include that on my punny card? Okay, so we're going to make the card now. I die cut out those 2 strips from white cardstock, and I used the gradient paper pad from Lawn Fawn that I die cut, and for the 2 main pieces of the mechanism as well as the pull tab. I am going to fold the middle part of the mechanism where it's scored. You want to kind of fold it like in a mountain, so it's going to make a mountain and then fold up the bottom tab. So I went ahead and did that, and all you want to do is add your adhesive to that tab that we folded up. Once that is, there's no more adhesive on that piece. Then we're going to attach our 2 strips of white cardstock, which are basically like the tracker lines of our interactive card. I do want to add some, take off the release paper, attach the top of the mechanism to the bottom of the mechanism, and it easily pulls up and down. And I just cut out a piece of cardstock from that same paper pad. I'm putting it behind so that when you pull up the card, it's going to show a different design than the card front. So there we go. It's just going to show a little bit more green and yellow, which I love. And here's the really fun part: decorating the card. You have to be a little bit careful. I did run into this issue. I run into it every time I use this die cut. The more layers of dies you use, the more the mechanism is going to want to not slide as easily. The bottom layer didn't work too bad. It was pretty easy. This top one with the snow on top of the beehive, and then these little bees with their antlers and stockings, they do tend to get stuck a little bit. You have to kind of train the paper to go over them. You could also cover both of these with clear acetate, the whole thing, once it's decorated, to avoid it getting stuck like it is here. But it does work. You just have to train the paper. Next, I'm going to decorate the top part, and the Be Merry is going to be adhered just the bottom half of it to the where you can see where the score line is, where it folds. I'm just going to do the bottom of the Merry to that part so that it can fold up or lift up when we pull the slider. And I am going to attach a couple bees with acetate to the sentiment so it looks like they are floating, which is the best part of this die, if you ask me. So that's basically what it's going to look like. So I'm just using a little bit of glue on the bottoms of these letters and attaching it so it's only on the part that underneath the fold of that mechanism. Everything else is just glued directly down. There's no foam tape since the die cut and the interaction does all the work for you. I just love these little bees holding stockings and even the ones with the little noisemakers. It's so fun. I am adding some more glue to add the acetate to the sentiment, the die cut sentiment, so it pops up with the when the card is enacted. And again, so fun. See, it gets stuck a little bit there. I just am like, oh, come on, paper, you can do this. And there we go. It listened. I have this bee that I'm going to attach a string of lights to. I do forget to show you at the end, but in the final card you can see it is attached at the end. I couldn't decide, did he want to hold a stocking? Did I want him to hold lights? So I decided he could hold some more lights. And I do attach the lights with the glue and then set them aside and forget. That sounds like me. And next I'm just going to, this is me. I was like, this is so cute. How can I make it cuter? In Sam land, cuter means splatter. So I just took some white paint, mixed it with a little bit of water, and splattered it over the entire card. And then I opened it up and splattered inside there so it looks like it's snowing, because that's what this winter holiday card needed. Next, I'm going to pop this whole thing up with foam tape so that it is easier to pull the mechanism. And then I'm going to attach that to my card front, which is a piece from Really Rainbow, which I just love, that soft pink with the mint green from the 2 paper pads. And there we go. That's the card. It is so cute. I love how you lift it up and you can see the little beekeeper with the bee inside the stocking. And it still looks like he's saying bzz. So cute. And then the little hive at the top with these 2 festive bees. I mean, this card is so sweet, and I hope that you love it as much as I do. Again, it just sticks a little, guys. I'm not perfect, as you know very well. But look, there we go. It does work. Look, in just 1 minute. There we go. Easy peasy, up and down, no worries. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day, and be sure to check out the card up on the Lawn Fawn blog. Thanks again. Bye.